Hey, welcome back everybody. Formidable Fabrications, and behind me is the new garage. I figured right now would be a good time to take you on a quick tour of the garage, especially those that are following me that have asked me a few times any updates on the garage. So I know I haven't posted any videos of the concrete and any other build. Concrete video will be coming up next, only because it's pretty cool watching them actually put the concrete down and finishing it. But for now, let's take a quick look at the garage. So that's the whole garage. It is 25 foot to the peak, and everything has been graded up about, so that's the original garage. Everything's graded up about 2 foot, because right here there's a creek, and then the neighboring property goes up. So I found that I was getting a lot of water going into the garage when it was really heavy rain, so I decided this one, I'd put this from right here. The concrete is about a foot higher than the top of the creek, so I'm trying to get rid of any water issues for the first time in 15 years of living here. So let's take a quick look. So it's the garage door. It's a 14 wide, 13 tall. Actually, I got a custom door. It was trying to match this, so the whole thing kind of blends in. I didn't want it to really stick out because it is a residential neighborhood. I didn't want it to look too obvious. So here's the inside of the garage. All the walls pretty much are finished except for the back area. I'll get to that in a minute. So the countertop, all these walls are insulated, and I will get into this shortly. So this is another story right here I'll get into. So I'm still working on lights. I got different style lights I was testing out, trying to figure out which ones I want to go with. And I built this loft here too. Since I won't be using this backspace as much, I decided to make an 8x8 loft. So I have my furnace up there, which is mainly for the AC and backup heat, because the floor does have radiant tubing in it, which you saw in the last video. So that's just the crap that I don't use very often, and then this is the crap I use all the time. So, and I got this cool ladder. I put a flip up step on it. But this is great because when I work on larger trucks, I can be working on them and still have a nice stable platform. And I just got finished building this. This is a hoist. I can run it up and down. I bought the engineering specs online for like 20 bucks, and I heavily modified them with a lot bigger base, heavier wheels, heavier diagonal bracing. I did use the pipes that they recommended, but I used a lot heavier beam just because that's what I found on Facebook Marketplace. So I think it was originally rated for 4,000 pounds, but I think with the way I got it, I could probably get away with 6,000 pounds on the hoist. So that'll be great when I'm building truck beds and such, or removing other shit. I mean, half the time I just pick up a trailer. Instead of putting a jack under the trailer, I just pick the trailer up with the hoist. It's actually pretty cool. So there is plugs all around here. You can see a plug there, and I got plug there and plug there and plug there. Doing about every 6 to 8 foot. I have a couple extra under there. I plan to put a workbench under there just to do small stuff. Everything is on wheels in here. The hoist is on wheels. My saw is on wheels that I did a little review on. That's the only thing not on wheels, but it's so easy to move. The metal workbench is on wheels. So I started building this. It's like a cart to put all my clamps and stuff on, and that's on wheels. The metal brake's on wheels, bandsaw's on wheels, everything's on wheels, even the ladder's on wheels. So this is the underside of it, and with a flick of a switch, I got some lighting under here. And then what else? Electrical. So I have 125 amp coming into here. I have my electrical panel, which I'm kind of proud of. I do a nice electrical work myself. And then I got this. So funny thing is, when you have a 125 amp panel, they don't give you disconnects on the Square D box. This is a Square D commercial box. There's no main breaker for this. So instead what I did was got a 125 amp breaker here, but I backfed it in backwards. So this is coming from the house side, and that's the side going up to the box. So my plan here is to get another breaker over here so I can hook up a plug for the generator and then get an interlock switch so I can turn this off, turn the generator on. So in case the power does go out, then I don't have to worry about the floor freezing in the wintertime. So if we have like a big ice storm like we did 10 years ago or so, where the power was out for like a week, I can still run this whole garage on the generator, and it can keep the floor going, and it can actually keep any heat upstairs that needs to be dealt with. So I can still do some work in here. The house won't have any power, but the garage will. And I can still run an extension cord to the house for the fridge. But in the meantime, at least this can stay heated, because my biggest fear is the power going out and any water in the floor cracking, or any water in the floor freezing leading to the cement cracking. So yeah, so that's a nice addition to the garage that I've always wanted. And it's easy enough. You just be able to flip the two breakers and you're done. It'll be interlocked, so you can't turn both on, or you can't, they could both be off, but they can't both be on. So, and then the guys that built this did a really fantastic job. One thing I did ask them for, and if you can see right up here, there's a typical 2x12, and then there's an LVL that runs over to there. And if you notice, that is a 4x6 beam. This is a 2x6. So this 2x6 is literally just here to hold the wall from moving. So what they did here was, and they actually put another 2x12 right here as a header beam. This side of the garage doesn't have a 2x12. This side of the garage does, and it has the LVL up there. So my plan for this side of the garage was a 16x16 opening, or actually 14x16 opening. No, actually so the ceilings are 14 tall, minus that. So I don't know, we'll say 11 by 16. So they built this garage because I want to put an addition off the side later. And I told them to build it like we were putting the addition on. So when they're ready to do it, all they have to do is just add the addition on. There's no extra support they have to put in. So everything is built ready for the addition. So the addition will be, it'll go from the back wall all the way over to the front wall. So it'll be a 40 foot. And from here back will be enclosed. So it'll be like a 30 by 16 deep addition, and then this part of it will just be a nice covered porch, which is really nice when it's snowing and stuff, and you can just like walk from the snow onto a nice porch and then come in here without dragging snow everywhere. So once the addition's on, this part actually just gets cut out and becomes a huge pass-through. So like I can take this hoist and wheel it through there. So if I'm working on a big project in there, I can have the truck here, put the project in there, and then I can do all the work and then bring it over here. And then I can get my tools out of the way. I can put, the metal brake. I can put the saw. I can put all my steel over there. Just any random crap, like the ladders, the bandsaw, all that stuff can go in that side. And this side will just be a work bay, which will be so nice. Then I can cut the steel, bring it over. I don't have to be like moving stuff to cut the steel just to be able to work on it. So, because this is already getting cluttered. It's almost like I only got like 12 feet of workspace now, just because I got so many tools on both sides. So that's the bottom floor. Eventually this is all going to get plywooded and insulated. So here's the steps upstairs. The plan is that these steps are going to be completely enclosed with a door right here at this post going up to keep the upstairs clean, because the upstairs is going to be the nice spot. So let's take a walk upstairs. So So it's like 12, no, it's like 20, no, yeah, it's like 20 stairs to get up here. All right, so here's the upstairs. It's hot as crap up here. So here's the upstairs. 7-foot ceilings, 14-foot wide, 40-foot deep. So we have the nice nice railing here, which will get redone. So the plan for this is a nice little kitchenette. This side over here, this will be my lounge arcade room. We're utilizing all these spaces in the rafters here as storage for totes and stuff. That whole side's done already. And then about halfway in the room, it's about halfway, there's going to be a full bath here with like a little shower. I'm going to recess a toilet into the space, and then there'll be like a little sink here. And then this front section is going to be my wife's office and craft room. So she'll have like a 14 by 16 area. And we're going to do built-in shelves all along this wall for her, for all her craft stuff. And then this side, we'll just have little access doors, so you can put all your totes, or all our totes of Christmas and stuff back there. So we have a nice view of the neighborhood from up here. So next plan is within the next month, we're going to get this whole roof spray foamed with, I think it's 8 inches of spray foam or something like that. So it should be equivalent to like an R39, I think, or something in that ballpark. So that'll be nice. And then these will get drywalled. And since this is upstairs, and it is probably 10 degrees hotter than it is downstairs, we're going to do mini splits. So we'll have these cartridges that go up for the air handler, and then, you know, outside you have your condensing or compressor units, I guess. So yeah, this is the upstairs. So it'll be a nice, we live in a really small house, like literally 900 square feet. So we don't have any extra bedrooms for company, and usually they just sleep on the sofa, but this will be nice because we'll have a bedroom essentially there that, you know, my wife will use as her craft room and office. And then we have well, it's buried behind all this stuff, but let's see if we can get you a picture of it. This cool futon that Walmart had on like a super sale was like 80% off. So it folds out into a bed. So we got that. We can put that in there. And then we have this for the bathroom. Can you believe that was $200? The vanity, sink, the cabinet, the top, the mirror, everything. It was on Lowe's. So stuff's been coming up for on super sale. We just been picking it up to use for the upstairs. So we'll have a nice kitchenette. And for my friends who personally know me, they know I'm like a big coffee guy, and I have a commercial grade espresso machine. So that I'm excited because I'm going to plumb that in over here, so I can have espressos whenever I want and not have to clutter up our kitchen at the house with all my espresso stuff. So yeah, one of the things I did notice when they put this subfloor in, they used Top Notch 350, which is supposed to be good stuff, but I find it's a little, you know, as you're walking on the floor, it is a little more spongier than I like. I kind of feel like it's not very sturdy. So what I've been doing is I went and put Advantech down on top of it. So with these floors, they literally just screwed the floors on, and they didn't put any glue or anything on it, which, come to find out, isn't really the right way to do it. But in their defense, they're used to building pole barns, and this is more of like a, what do they call, barn dominium or whatever. So anyway, so I've been doing the Advantech. I staggered all the joints, so no joints line up at all. Staggered them left to right and staggered them back and forth. I used glue under them all with screws at the appropriate screw holes that they recommend. So this floor is super solid. Like, the difference between the two is amazing. Now granted, it is 1.5 inches of subfloor, but I feel like that top notch just is not the best stuff compared to Advantech. It's kind of amazing, honestly. Yeah, free sofa, free table, free leather lounge chair, free free chair, free table, free fan. Yeah, we try and get as much free stuff or cheap stuff as we can to furnish this upstairs. But anyway, yeah, really happy with the Advantech. The top notch, if I would have known, I would have asked them to put Advantech, but I didn't know at the time. So the stairs here, they couldn't put the roof trusses in here because of the stairs. So that gives us this huge space right here to use for a big closet. So walk up here, we'll have doors here for the closet. We'll have another closet here from all my kids' Boy Scout stuff. And then sofa, I got arcade machines. That's why I was trying to guss up the floor a little bit, just so the arcade machines would have a place to sit. And then the other thing too is actually doubled up on these trusses. So I actually went through and doubled up all the trusses all the way down. I had to stagger them since I couldn't get ones long enough to go from and actually be able to fit them in before the roof was on. So I staggered them. So this one stops here, but the next one goes all the way in, but stops early. So I think these are 20 footers that I bought. But yeah, we bolted them up, screwed them in. So everything is double joist up here. Should really make for a really solid floor, because the last thing I want to do is have a floor that's spongy or we put a bunch of stuff in and it squeaks all the time. So, and then we're going to put sound deadening insulation up here and put probably metal on the ceiling. So thanks for walking around with the garage for me. If you stuck with me this far, then I guess you really were curious about the garage. But still, this is the best decision I've made in a long time. So I appreciate you guys following me through the quick tour. I guess it's not really that quick, but I appreciate you following me through the tour of the garage. I love showing it. It's just so cool. It's always what I wanted. And now that I got it, I'm just so happy and so proud of it. It was a lot of work. It took me a year just to get to this point, between working on it and working to get the money to build it. So, but stay tuned. Concrete video will be coming out soon. I'm just debating how I want to do it. If you want, leave a comment, let me know. I got 12 hours of video for the concrete. I like watching it. I think it's so soothing watching these guys like run the gas machines to smooth out the floor. But maybe you guys just want to see, you know, how the concrete goes in real quick and then be done, and don't want to watch like a 20-minute video about it. So leave a comment below. Let me know if you want to see a whole video, a short video, or maybe I could break it up, make 2 videos of it, so you get a long one and a short one. So you can see the concrete going in if you want, or you can actually watch them smooth it out, which, like I said, I thought was really kind of cool. Anyway, thanks. If you haven't already, subscribe, like, you know the routine. I do have a lot of cool videos coming out I'm still filming them, and I got projects coming in that I haven't started yet that are really cool. So, adios.